Welcome to Popular, the show that will finally help you be seen and heard because it's time that you made an impact with your voice. Your voice matters. It's time for you to be seen and heard and for you to make the difference in the world that you've always wanted to. I'm Carolee Garrison, and I'm here to interview experts on publicity, mindset, leadership, and more so that we can all discover how we can become our most magnetic selves. At its core, Popular is about knowing your worth, owning your unique superpowers, and using your gifts to make a difference in this world. What it comes down to is that if you are looking outside of yourself to feel important, it will never be enough. This is a journey of discovering your magnetic confidence from the inside out. Welcome to Popular. Hey everyone. So I feel like my life could kind of be summed up with this phrase that came to me the other day, which is keep calm, everything's going wrong. So I'm going to start this Minisode by telling you about this book that I just finished reading, which was just beyond amazing. It is called Into the Magic Shop, and the author's name has entirely slipped my mind, but you'll have to look up. He's a neurosurgeon, and oh my gosh, somebody tell me what his name is because I cannot remember. Anyways, it was phenomenal. I read it in 2 days. Like, I had all these other books I had picked up and put down and just couldn't quite get into, but that one, I read it in 2 days, binged it. It was like an 8-hour audiobook, and I just could not stop. It was so good. So at the beginning of this book, this neurosurgeon is talking about how he was in the middle of a surgery, and he's working on this like 4-year-old child's brain, and he's trying to remove like a tumor or something, and something goes terribly wrong, and his assistant like slips and cuts something, and there's blood everywhere. And so we're in the middle of this neurosurgery. He's trying to maintain this calm environment so that he can concentrate and do everything correctly, right? But then everything becomes chaotic, and everyone starts panicking and running and screaming because this little boy is suddenly dying. So he goes back in his mind to his days at the magic shop where he learned how to meditate and calm his mind in the middle of chaos. And it was really amazing because, because he was able to calm his body and calm his mind, he was able to save this little boy's life. And I was really brought back to this entire technique and all of that this week. Well, and so before I get ahead of myself, so basically when he was a child, he was like 12, I think, he learned from this old woman in the back of a magic shop how to meditate, how to calm his body, and how to just like really regulate his nervous system, and how powerful that work is really what he talks about through the entirety of the book. So I had an experience yesterday that it just reminded me of his experience in neurosurgery. And obviously I'm not doing surgery, but my life is littered with chaotic moments. And so we've been having problems with our key fob of our van, and it's been like locking when it's not supposed to lock, like the lightest touch and it would like suddenly beep a whole bunch of times, like lock closed. And it started getting worse and like locking at the lightest touch, and it would be really annoying. And then it got worse and worse and worse. And I had gone to Walmart, and I came out of Walmart and tried to unlock the car, and I had all my bags in my arms. And I couldn't unlock my car because all of a sudden the whole like soft buttony key fob thing would only lock my car, but not unlock my car. And no matter how high up on the unlock portion that I pushed, it would not unlock the car. So I'm standing there, and it's just locking, like it looks really silly. And I'm like getting embarrassed, and I'm like getting really frustrated, and I'm like, I'm already late for my event I'm supposed to be at, and I'm like, great, this is awesome. Cannot unlock my car. So if you know anything about these key fobs, these like mechanical things that like they have the little computer chip inside, and that's how you start your car. It has a little slide button, and you can pull the key out and you can unlock the car manually with the key. So I unlock the car manually with the key, and as soon as I do that, it sets the car alarm off. So now the car alarm is blaring. And the only thing that I know how to do to get the car alarm to stop is to unlock it with the key fob, which is not working. So here I am standing in the middle of the Walmart parking lot, and my car alarm is going off, and I have no idea how to stop it because the only thing I know how to do is to unlock it with key fob, which is not working. So I'm trying to stay calm, and with this just, I don't know how often your car alarm goes off when you're standing, literally inches from your car. It happens to me all the time because my kid sets off our car alarm a lot. It's extremely loud. I happen to be surrounded by kids screaming at me a lot. So being able to be calm, or at least functional, in a relatively functional way, and be able to problem solve while chaos is going on, I was realizing as I thought through this event, I was like, oh, I've done this actually a lot of times. So this is happening, and this little old man comes up and he's like, oh, do you need help? And I'm like, my key fob is broken. I'm like in my car, but I cannot figure out how to get it to stop with the alarm. And he's like, well, he's like, I've worked on cars before. I can just, undo the alarm switch in the front of your car if you want. And I was like, oh, I don't really want that. So I took apart the whole key fob because I've had to do that before. So I had a flathead screwdriver and I pried it apart, and I thought if I could get the battery out that it would stop. It didn't work. Got the whole thing apart. Didn't work. Put the whole thing back together. Thought maybe now it would unlock. Didn't work. And finally I was desperate enough to be like, okay, I'll let you in with the hood of my car. And as soon as I popped the hood, it stopped, thankfully, because I did not actually want this guy to do that. But as soon as I popped the hood, the alarm went off. And I was like, okay, well, maybe if I try to replace the battery in this little key fob, because I'm right next to Walmart, I can just run in and spend $5 and get some new batteries, which I actually had just bought some. They're the same batteries that are in Josh's Dexcom, and I could just go home and buy some. All right, I already had some at home, but I was like, I'm right next to Walmart. I can just go run in and buy some. So I ran in and got some, and then when I came back out, I had the exact same problem. I couldn't get the key out, or I couldn't get the battery out of the packaging, and then somehow that little old man was right there again. He'd only gone into Walmart to buy one thing too, and he happened to because of course my car alarm went off all over again as soon as I tried to get back in my car, because I hadn't yet realized that it was unlocking the door with the key manually that was setting the car alarm off, which is ridiculous because that's not supposed to do that. Not the point of the story. So the alarm's going off again. I'm trying to get the battery in the remote. It doesn't work. Got the new battery into the key fob. Doesn't do anything. This time I pull the lever to pull the trunk or to pull the hood open. Doesn't do anything for the car alarm, and it's just blaring and blaring and blaring. And finally I turn the car on and it stops the car alarm, and I'm like, okay. Then my husband's like, later on, he was like, oh, didn't I tell you that that's how you do it? Is you just turn the car on? And I'm like, great. That would have been really helpful, at the beginning of the story instead of after I had already figured it out. But my point here is that, and the point was kind of what this guy said to me. He looked at me and he was so interested, and he looked just like Jerry Stiller. I don't know if you know who that is, but he looked just like Jerry Stiller. It's this adorable little old man. And he was so impressed with me. And he was like, if my daughter was in this situation, she would have just been crying her eyes out. I'm so impressed that you had such composure during this blaring car alarm with no way to fix it. Because he also didn't know that you just start the car and it will make the alarm stop. But to have this blaring sound, and there's this way in which overwhelming sound makes you feel like you're being attacked, which is a daily occurrence for me in my house. And to be able to maintain your composure in a chaotic moment and still be able to solve a problem, still be able to look around for solutions, still be able to go, okay, what else can I try? There is an answer here somewhere. What else can I try? Even as your heart is beating faster, even as you can feel your body panicking, and then you get your brain to go, okay, it's all going to be okay. It's just noise. I can handle noise, right? And you breathe. And I think something in my meditation practice has helped me a lot to be able to come back home to that place. So I just wanted to share that because maybe that'll help somebody who's going through something chaotic, because so often I've experienced these moments of just utter chaos, and it's like the key is keeping calm, because you can't come up with a solution if you're panicking.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Popular, your key to magnetic confidence. If you enjoyed today's show, please subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a friend, someone who needs to know how much their voice matters. For more information on booking private sessions with me, as well as my available courses, check out caroldegarrison.com. Remember, when you know your true value, you glow from the inside out. Tune in next week for another reminder of just how amazing you really are.